Hi, it's Wendy here from Informed Literacy, and I am here today to talk to you about a common sense approach to diagnostic reading assessments. First, let me assure you that this is not about using the debunked strategy of MSV. Instead, we'll be reviewing the record of a student's oral reading using Science of Reading aligned guidelines for analyzing. As followers of the science of reading, we know that there is always value in listening to your students read, but we also know that analyzing their reading for MSV has been kicked to the curb, and rightly so. Instead, we use the lens of the science of reading to determine a student's level of mastery. The difference between the old school running records and our decodable reading assessments is twofold. First, the decodable passages are designed to mirror a sequence of phonics instruction. There are 62 passages to choose from, so be sure to select the passage that reflects the student's current phonics understanding. Second, and this is a big one, instead of analyzing reading for MSV, we use the lens of the science of reading to inform our instruction. And we do that by using our guidelines for analyzing, which is aligned with the science of reading. We want to know if the student has mastered the skills that have been taught thus far by determining whether the student can apply their learning to connected text. Here is a sample decodable reading assessment of a mid-first grade student. This student has been working on the closed syllable exception pattern, so the corresponding decodable passage was used to determine her mastery. I'll walk you through how I evaluate this running record through the lens of the science of reading. She read 60 correct words per minute. Based on the Dibble's fluency benchmark for mid-first grade, she has met the benchmark. But there is more to the story. Her accuracy score is only 93%, which is not considered meeting the benchmark. As we look at the type of errors she made, we can see that she confuses visually similar words like then for when. She was unfamiliar with the term bolt, and rather than applying her phonics knowledge of the closed syllable exception pattern, she resorted to the path of least resistance and substituted a word from her oral vocabulary that had the same two beginning letters. When reading the word fold, she substituted the word find, indicating that she is only using the first letter of the word and not relying on the phonics pattern. Initially, she read kid for the word child, but then she self-corrected using the tapping and blending procedure. However, later in the text, she misread the word child 2 more times. All of these errors, bolt, fold, and child, give us a window into this reader. These errors indicate that she has not yet mastered the closed syllable exception pattern. Her comprehension score of 45% confirms that she has not reached mastery when decoding. Let me explain why. If you think of cognitive energy like a pie chart, there is only so much working memory available. If most of the reader's energy is used to decode, there is very little left for comprehension. In this case, based on her errors and accuracy score, it's clear that she is using a lot of mental energy on decoding. This is taxing her working memory and has left her with little cognitive energy to devote to comprehension. Another important thing to note is that the rate of errors increases the further along in the text she read. This indicates that reading is hard work for her and her stamina is impacted. She starts out strong, but the majority of her errors were in the last 2 paragraphs of the text. Again, this pattern of errors reveals that she fatigues easily. If you think of her cognitive energy as the blue line, you can see as her cognitive energy decreases, her number of errors increases. So what does this mean for teachers? This means that it's time to stop and reteach. Although the student read relatively fluently, her accuracy score and her comprehension score indicate the need for further instruction in the closed syllable exception pattern. So as you can see, this running record, when evaluated with the lens of the science of reading, provided the teacher with valuable information about the student's reading progress. As educators, We have to use a common sense approach to stop the educational pendulum swing. Are all running records bad? Not if the chosen text sufficiently targets the appropriate phonics skills, and not if they are analyzed using the science of reading rather than MSV. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this information helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.